About to enter the peak of Goon. Only few games daring to take the throne. Brown Dust stands at the top. Dust stands at the top.
Brown Dust 2 might be one of the gacha games of all time. I mean, it's been a while since I've actually played this game in the past, but I never really got too into it since I kind of just migrated from another small game called Brave 9. Then never really got fully into Brown Dust. But if there was a game that had to go goon for goon with Nikke, Azur Lane, Echopocalypse, and Dragon Traveler, Brown Dust has zero contest. It stands at the absolute peak of goon with an incredible 19+ rating in Korea. I'm probably going to have the best time trying to make this safe for YouTube, but here we go right into the story. So, in the beginning, you start off with some cutscene with a fight. Before waking up wait, I don't actually remember it starting like, am I tweaking? Anyways, you wake up in this beautiful woman's lap from what I suppose would be a flat. Dude, I swear it didn't start like this. What the hell? So I guess I was tweaking out, since I guess the story had actually taken a different change around 5 months ago, or something like that. Meaning all of the dialogue was rewritten, although the core plot does somewhat seem to remain the same. Certain events, especially the way it starts, has been changed. And well, the community seems to be pretty torn about it online. I'm not really a long-time player myself, but rather an old one, who started during its release. I can't really state my opinion because I never really felt emotionally involved in the story enough. Although, I can understand why some people would be a little upset, with now the main character, or you, are the owner of Gloopy Diner, or Gluppy? I like Gloopy. And yeah, looking at the majority of the post, most of them seem pretty upset, mainly since this could have been made into a second storyline rather than getting rid of the main one altogether, but I suppose you can't help it, and it is what it is. Stepping aside from the story for a moment, the gameplay for Brown Dust is actually pretty fun. I think when you aren't playing the game one-handed, you do genuinely need some skill and strategy in order to go into some more difficult fights. Brown Dust can be easily described as a turn-based strategy game, where you get to choose up to 5 heroes in this 3x4 grid, although some people have also tossed the dungeon crawler category into it as well. Sure, there is a full-on auto battler, but that really only helps if you know you power mog the enemy. Farming for EXP isn't too bad, just gotta build up the right bunches of slimes, but a big thing that a lot of people talk about, especially newer players, is the gearing system is too hard. It's worse than Genshin Impact. First of all, nothing frustrates me more than anything compared to getting artifacts in Genshin or Honkai Star Rail, so let's not even go there. But if we were being real, sure, getting artifacts in the beginning as a new player is pretty frustrating. This is because you generally have less materials for crafting and actually refining stuff. Not only that, but people actually enjoy the fact that you can get a UR and SR gear from every event along with their designated upgrade material. I mean, who wouldn't like that? But I think the combat of the game is actually what kept me playing it for so long. I even have a friend who chooses not to play Brown Dust because they think the fan service is a bit overbearing, but they love the gameplay. Along with their high quality animations and cute pixel chibi models, I can understand why a lot of people would play Brown Dust just for gameplay reasons. Now, when you start off, this game likes to treat you like some sort of nepo baby. Anywhere you look, there's a lot of posts regarding how free to play this game is. You might even ask yourself, how are these people even making money? Like, sure, you might have to spend a little bit if you're looking to get exclusive skins, but collecting waifus is incredibly easy. You get a pool, you get a pool, you get a pool, everyone gets pools. I personally never really had a problem with it. and I've been fairly frugal with my cash. I'd say if anything that if you are coming into this game as free to play, probably just avoid the weapon banners. Also, it's good to make sure that the character that you are looking into might require you to gather at least another copy or two so that they can be viable in a team comp. You can usually check this either through people who play the game and post the latest guides, or if you do enough research on your own. If I were to rank this, I think it possibly goes hand in hand with other generous gacha games such as Azur Lane. And even Azur Lane is pretty well known for just handing out gems whenever they feel like it. Other than that, the pooling rates for the banner are pretty standard, with a 3% chance for pooling a 5-star, a 12% chance for a 4-star, and a 83% chance for a 3-star. Now, the fan base. With over 85k members on the Brown Dust 2 official subreddit, which isn't actually official by the way, and another 33k on the Brown Dust 2 community, I'd say the fandom is actually the strongest part of this game. United by Goon for which it stands, but the community is pretty awesome. Even when I wasn't really playing the game actively, I would still snoop around and lurk just to see what was happening on Reddit, which is usually pretty entertaining. I'd consider the fanbase relatively welcoming. Now I do understand that it's a lot more conversation based and media sharing along with thoughts on current patches, and by that I mean there isn't really a specific scientific research club like the Zenless Zone Zero community.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing Nicole Damara and how much milk her calcium cannons are able to produce.
Or data/city planners like Arknight's Enfield, but they are definitely helpful in regards to new players with a lot of guidance on how to navigate the game early. How kind. But I suppose with that, we could get into the rating and what I think about the game as a whole, which shouldn't be too hard since this isn't a very long review after all. It's more of like a revisit, I'd say. Now, gooning and fan service aside, the game is very high quality and well made, with some of the best 2D and live 2D art, which makes sense considering the large role it plays in the game. Not only that, I enjoy myself a good turn-based strategy game with my gachas, but I also like how the game doesn't make it too easy to progress. Like when you have to go through a hard level, they actually do make you use your upper head to get things done. Navigating through menus is easy, if not a bit overwhelming at first, plus I enjoy actually being able to roam wherever I please. Brown Dust 2 for this category will easily get a 5 out of 5. I can't be the only one who thinks Brown Dust 2 is a bit confusing when it comes to presentation. At one point, it feels like an adventure game with a lot of ties to this somewhat Germanic kind of aesthetic. By that, I mean it feels like an exploration-heavy adventure game. But then there's other parts, particularly with skins, where it feels like it almost has this cyberpunk-esque futuristic game type vibe. Like, look at somebody in comparison to Grey, then look at someone like Luvencia. You would think these two characters are from two completely different games. If you had no idea, of course. Although the art is obviously really good, I think in terms of presentation, I don't mind giving it a 4. If there's one thing to rave about that this game has going for it, it would definitely be the economy. Like I said before, this game is very generous when it comes to giving you pools and getting what you want in a banner. As long as you aren't too greedy, but you still have to plan things out diligently. Like if you really want a character that you absolutely like, you have to preemptively save pools, get a copy, and hopefully still have something left over to get their weapon. But that honestly really isn't a big deal considering that this game actually lets you do pools daily for as long as the banner goes on, which is pretty nice actually. So I would feel good giving this game a 4 out of 5, mainly due to how difficult it is to get into the gearing system as a new player. Personally, I feel that if the game had kept the story the same, we would be seeing a much higher number, but having to go back all the way to chapter 1 and restarting an entirely different route is definitely going to hurt this score. Now, I didn't mind the new story, but I just didn't see myself as drawn into it nearly as much as I did the old one. Although some people might say otherwise, I don't see why you could have just added this in as a secondary story once you finish the main one, like a different route almost. That would have been pretty cool. But because of this, they have just earned their lowest score. That is going to be a 3 out of 5, as I feel like there must have been a better way to go around this in general. Brown Dust 2 has done a great job when it comes to staying alive, with it consistently being in the top 50 in terms of revenue on Gacha Games Billboard, raking in over $5 million, and recruiting over 170k new players in June alone. New constant updates, and of course every now and then an interesting collab. I just simply do not see this game disappearing off the face of the earth anytime soon, and they have a PC client, which is crazy. Hey YoStar, when are we going to get a PC client for our game as well? I'll be waiting. Along with a healthy community to go with it, I'd have to say the longevity and the fan base of the game is going to be a solid 5 out of 5 the way I see it, giving it a total of 21 out of 25 points, which honestly isn't even that bad. Still way better than Echopocalypse at least, since that game is just for gooning. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was honestly a really quick one since I'd been a bit busy. I also just wanted to get something out there since the Reverse 1999 video has done pretty well. Thank you guys for that. It's really cool. It's pretty crazy when a video does blow up, get like 1k views. I think that's pretty nutty. It's pretty nutty. I don't really see myself playing Brown Dust too much in public, but probably whenever I'm curious, I'll just hop on the PC client since I'll be in a nice secluded cave. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video where I'll be reviewing another rhythm game. Bye bye.